Started taking off in February of 2021. The rate of change was so great that we noticed a 4 standard deviation rate of change event, which is a signal. And we went from around 29 to 30 million disabled Americans. And again, this is a real-time survey. All it records is disabled, not able to work. So what was very interesting about it is it took off starting in February of 21, noticed a huge rate of change increase. And at the time of November of 22, there were 3.2 million newly disabled Americans in about 18 months, hit a high in September of 22. When we delved down into the data, 31% rate of increase in the disability rate for the employed population, 8%, 9% rate of increase in the overall population. You know, I've been saying for months now that something happened in 21 and 22 from a metadata analysis to suggest that it's been detrimental to your health to be employed during the years of 21, 22, and that continued into 23. Then it accelerated in the month of June and broke out again, where we had an alarming increase of 857,000 people identifying as disabled. And again, this is just a phone survey. That's an alarming number. So now we have a close to, as of June's data, 4 million disabled Americans approximately. The employed men and women went to new highs as well. And if you look at just with the naked eye, the slope of their line is much steeper than the slope of the general US population, again indicating that whatever's going on, obviously I'm not 200% convinced it's the jab, whatever's going on is affecting employed men and women more so than the general US population. We just dropped this morning our newest report, which is UK disability data. And what's great about this, it's called the PIP system. It's the Personal Independence Payment System. And from there, we analyze what's gone on since 2020. And we see alarming increases in all sorts of different causes and human systems. The good news about this data set is it identifies a human system and then the underlying cause to that system. So we put out a report aggregating the human system, and then you can drill down into specific causes. And there are signals everywhere. The largest increase was hematological, 550% increase. That's on a monthly basis. That's a 25 standard deviation event. We call that a black swan. A 3 standard deviation event happens 0.03% of the time. So on Wall Street, when we have a 3 standard deviation signal, that's a big deal. This is what we call black swan. So hematological is blood disorders, and they're off the charts. And you can go through all the different body systems, and a lot of them are off the charts. So we view this data as devastating. The framing of this issue for us is we're not even going to really talk about the vaccine. We're putting the onus of the explanation back on these multi-billion-dollar budgeted health authorities to explain what's going on, why they're not talking about it. And we're asking doctors to weigh in because we're not doctors. And a lot of these things in the medical world down into this level escape our expertise, but we're just reporting the trends and the numbers, and we'd love for people to weigh in. The cancers actually didn't really start increasing into 2022. So on a monthly basis, they're approaching 4 standard deviations. On an annual basis, some of them are well north of approaching 10. So, we took a stab at estimating the vaccine damage. We used the national accounts and figured out lost wages. That's what we could measure. So we categorized the dead, the disabled, and the injured. And at the time of that report, we came up with 300,000 deaths that we could attribute to the vaccine. That's conservative, obviously. 1.36 million newly disabled. That's conservative. And we came up with a figure of 26.6 million injured, which was expressed in lost work time. As far as I'm concerned, this is a global health crisis. There is a pandemic currently occurring now. Whatever you thought was a pandemic in 2020 is this dwarfs it by a factor of I don't even know how. This is just so big, it's devastating. They see this. They have statisticians. They see these signals. And yet we're not hearing anything from anyone. This is the greatest cover-up I've ever seen in my life, in my humble opinion. And the question is, why are we paying these people billions of dollars to do this, and they can't even figure this out? Well, in my opinion, it's not incompetence.
Myocarditis is noted by the Canadian Pediatric Society as a possible side effect of mRNA vaccines.
Chest pain, fluttering and heart inflammation are among some of the new side effects announced by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, observed in some people who have received the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines.
An 18-year-old health worker has developed blood clots after
in young people following COVID vaccinations.
Reports of heart inflammation following the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Blood clotting cases linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine.
It prompted a further investigation into the risk of a type of brain stroke.
Going to have both legs amputated after getting sick with COVID. Claire was vaccinated.
FDA added a warning to the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine for a potential risk of a rare neurological complication known as Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Developed Guillain-Barré syndrome, in which the body's immune system essentially attacks nerve cells.
Just 12 hours after getting the first dose, she woke up with no feeling from the neck down.
Multiple.
"24 hours after receiving her second dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, she was unable to move from the neck down."
COVID-19 vaccines have been linked to rare but potentially serious neurological complications.
Local woman who says she lost feeling in much of her body just hours after getting Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine.
There's a likely link between the medical issues and the shot.
Possible link between a heart condition and the vaccine.
There is a definite association.
This is abnormal. This is something that we need to pay attention to.
The last 1 week, 16 countries have suspended the shot.
Blood clots as a result of getting the Pfizer vaccine.
Higher than normal cases of myocarditis.
So this disorder is called Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Likely association between the Pfizer and Moderna.
Higher rates of adverse events.
3% increase in adult
Developed blood clots after taking this vaccine.
Heart inflammation in teenagers and
Blood clots linked to the vaccine.
The condition is called Bell's palsy.
Serious blood clots.
Due to the risk of heart inflammation.
Heart condition associated a side effect called Guillain-Barré syndrome. Your immune system can start to say, well, what am I needed for, and can kind of start to shut down.
January 14th, I received the Moderna vaccine. 3 days later, I woke up in the middle of the night with stroke-like symptoms, and my left arm and legs were weak and also numb. Will I develop Parkinson's or MS or ALS or another neurodegenerative disease? I don't know, and my doctors can't tell me if they know. Brain fog so extreme that I would be having a conversation with someone and I would black out. Try to come back to that conversation and nothing was there. Muscle weakness, unexplained skin rashes. I had convulsions and nighttime seizures. I prepared my will and my obituary for my family because I didn't think that I would wake up to the next day.